What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Beyond the DJ Booth podcast. If it's your first time joining us, welcome. My name's Joe Bunn.
Brian B.
That's Brian B. And so we are private event DJs ourselves. That's what this podcast kind of focuses around. We talk a little bit about music. We talk about stories from previous weekends, shows. We talk about gear. What else do we talk about? All kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
Well, that's what we do here. So welcome to Beyond the DJ Booth podcast. And let's get into it, man. It's been a while since we recorded. Yeah. And also in full transparency, we do kind of batch record these. We try and do about 3 at a time. So we're recording this mid-November, probably come out December. Okay. All right.
So let's do a callback.
Okay.
Episode 1, I believe. When I just at the tail end mentioned
Skyline
Cincinnati.
Chili. Yeah.
And said,
No,
hey.
I said, I'm going to Cincinnati.
Right.
And you go, they got good chili. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And it was like literally the last 5 seconds of the episode.
Yeah.
But what's amazing is one of our listeners, JK,
Yeah. That's
who
my
lives
guy.
there,
Yeah, he does.
heard me say this about the chili.
And
You
he's-
get home.
Send me a care package.
You get a care package. He sends me this text with this at his door saying, dude, look what JK just sent me, right?
It was like a gift bag.
I don't know. Did you just get hype and I'm cooking this tonight? Because I feel
yeah,
like you
man.
were
Because I think I was solo, and I was like, it was getting a little cool, a little fall brisk air, and I was like, man, chili sounds good.
So then this dude cooks up a batch of chili, sends me this sorry ass picture. Let's show it real quick, and gives me the comment, "Crushed it." And me having known about Skyline Chili, I'm like, what is this? Sorry sack of whatever you want to call that. So
Then
you sent
we,
that to both of us. You sent that to me and JK.
That's right. But then you rope in another Cincinnatian.
Well, but he actually wrote back and sent us this picture of what it's really supposed to look like.
Right.
Which is this.
Right. This is the way they serve it at Skyline.
Right. So go to the next picture. Side by side comparison here. You tell me, right? Did this guy crush it or no? That is no crush, right?
No.
So then somehow, to your point, another Cincinnatian,
Fuse
Fuse
gets dragged into it.
he hears the episode or whatever and sends us a picture with him and his lady saying that, that they're there. I send him this picture. What does he say? He's like, dude, we are dying over here.
He's laughing at me.
Yeah.
Now I've been ostracized by multiple people from Cincinnati.
So then you make your way to Cincinnati.
I get there, right. I go, our friend JK, Jonathan Klein's having a rebranding party. I hang out with Fuse, I hang out with JK. And during the daytime before the party, Fuse is like, let's go to Skyline. Let's make up for this atrocity.
So show this picture. This is what it ends up being.
Yes.
This is the picture.
Yes.
You send this to me. I'm like, finally. You finally get a proper Cincy chili. Is it all that? Was it completely different?
I failed horribly. To be fair, I was texting JK and he wasn't answering about how do I prepare this. So I didn't know about the noodles, the copious amounts of cheese and shit on top. And then also they have a hot dog, with the equal amounts of chili and cheese on top.
Totally. Did you try all of that?
I did. Yeah, and I don't even like hot dogs. Glizzies. I don't even like glizzies. Do you like hot dogs?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Not really a dog fan.
Yeah. I don't know, but this was proper.
So,
and that's how you had to order it. Fuse was like, no, you have to get both.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, you got to go back.
Shout out JK for sending us this unasked. I mean, this is just unprompted.
Super kind.
But if anyone wants to send us any other products, food, services, any kinds of
anything from your region, we'll be glad to try it.
Yeah.
Don't send nasty stuff though, fried roaches or some shit from wherever they're big. Anyway,
so you had a gig this last weekend. Tell me.
Yeah,
I
man.
was off.
You were off. I was huge wedding for me. 300 people.
That's rare in Raleigh, right?
It's rare yes, it is rare in Raleigh. We're good for 150. Huge wedding.
Is this in
Angus Farm Pavilion here in Raleigh.
Okay, so that's where the restaurant is.
No, behind it. They have a pavilion down there just for weddings. And
no clear tent, please.
No clear tent.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
It's The pavilion is built like super cool. I need to take you down there. Super cool. Like the floor is the old cobblestone road from downtown. Like all the beams are some kind of timber from somewhere in North Carolina. Like it is
Good
gorgeous.
meal, right?
Great
From
food.
Angus?
We had great food. Saquon, shout out Angus
It was
Farm.
awesome.
It was awesome.
Great.
Yes, sir. What did we have? We had
We had a little bit of quail.
Quail?
not true. It's not true. It's not true. Whenever they give us those little chicken breasts,
Small
he says
chickens,
it's
man.
Quail. It was not quail. It was, but we did have a filet mignon and a chicken breast,
Wow.
and like au gratin potatoes, fresh string beans, good ass
Amazing.
food.
So this is one of those ones where you're like, if they offer you the meal, you're taking
I'm eating it 100% at the Angus Farm. Yes, but dude, then it turns out somebody before everybody walks in like, yo, these are your people, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, these are Wilson people.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden people start showing up and I'm like, oh shit, like some of my old like high school friends.
Wow.
Like, I mean, OG Wilson people.
So this is an older crowd then?
This was hold on, let me think of who.
Don't say grandkid.
No. This would have been my friend's niece.
Okay.
So her brother, daughter.
Got
So
it.
she had an older brother. This was his daughter. So they were a young couple, 25, 26.
And majority people from Wilson?
No, it was the groom side was majority from Raleigh. That seemed like the majority of the crowd, and then a smaller crowd from Wilson. But it was so good to see some of these people, like
Yeah.
just people I don't ever get to see, really.
Right.
One girl I had literally not seen since 1990 when I graduated from high school.
Do you get nervous with like that big guest count? Or do you feel like
I do.
can't really do any wrong because there's so many people, you really can't screw
Well,
it
me and
up?
you always talk about that law of numbers, right?
Right.
Like if you have to do, we were talking about micro weddings last night on a different thing, and we're like, if you have 30 people and 10 leave, you're already in a deficit. With 300, I do like that fact, right?
Right.
Even if only half dance, you still got a packed dance floor.
Right.
I definitely got nervous. I think I got nervous because of the Wilson factor. I mean, when was the last time those people even saw me play?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got nervous because it was a huge crowd, and we had a ton of gear. We had to run a lot of stuff wireless, which I never like to do, but it wasn't something we could run a bunch of XLR
Right.
because we were kind of on an outdoor patio, and then beyond that was the giant dining room.
Right.
So we had to have 3 Everse in there just to cover that.
Wow.
Wireless, and it's just scary.
Yeah.
It was a lot of scary elements. I thought it went great though. They were super happy.
Moment, song of the night, anything stand out?
I don't remember anything really over the top standing out. I mean, what I told her during dinner, I just went and checked in like I always do. What I loved about it was they had a huge wedding party, as you can imagine. Just them. Like just the introduction of the bride and groom. And I love that now.
Yes.
Straight into the first dance, 90 seconds, choreographed, straight into her dance with her dad, 1 minute, she told me to play. And then him and his mom, again, choreographed maybe 90 seconds as well.
Wow.
Welcomed by the father of the bride, boom, right into seated dinner. So they didn't eat up a bunch of time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I really like the way they did that. I don't remember one song that really went crazy, though.
Let's jump into the question.
Let's do it. But you were off, right? What
I
were
was
y'all
off.
doing? You were just doing the
Dude.
kid things. Well,
So I thought I had for once, no birthday kids party,
Yeah.
nothing. I'm thinking this is first weekend off in a long time where
Yeah.
I got nothing.
yeah.
The neighbor comes over and says, hey, trees are looking a little like they're coming over on, both of our sides. I got a chainsaw if you ever want to borrow it. In a sense, just kind of like floating like, hey, get on it and start doing it.
Wow.
So I said, yeah, it's no big deal. Like, this is no big deal. Like, all right, I'll do this. If you know me, manual labor is not really my forte.
Yeah.
I go in there and thinking this is going to be a half-hour project. No, dude.
Burned a
this is
half a
like,
day.
More. Like, it's a massive project because you got to basically cut these trees down, these limbs, which are not small. These
No.
are massive. And then you got to cut those down even more to move them because you got to
They're
move
too
them.
heavy.
They're too heavy.
Was it oak trees?
Possibly.
You don't know. You
Yeah.
don't know.
So anyways, that took up pretty much the entire day.
No,
And I'm like,
dude.
yeah, so much for a day
But
off.
who dragged them off? Like, I mean,
I did.
No, but how?
Well, I cut them down enough where like a whole section of a tree, I cut it like 5 or 6
But
times.
would you put it in and then take it to the dump?
No,
Or
I
you
just grabbed it and it's like a preserve. so you can just kind of throw it out there and then just like eventually. But you
I
don't want
know.
to put it in one big pile.
Right,
You
right,
gotta like
right.
spread it out. So this whole section
Burned
of
his
our
day.
backyard was
Burned
just-
his day.
It was toast.
Wow.
Toast. So
Okay. Well,
yeah,
Not
can't wait
great.
to get back to the gig life, which is this weekend. So.
yeah. Let's talk about this question.
Now, this was anonymous, so we have a Dear Abby sign off here.
Mm-hmm.
You want to read it?
Yeah. Too many of my brand new DJs coming out of training, having never done an event on their own, are saying things like, do not book me on an event unless the client wants insert genres here, because that's the DJ's taste. It's frustrating because while they're making this demand, they're also saying, I can't pay my bills. How would you guys handle this? Signed, the flustered boss of the fussy freshman. Did you make that up? That's funny.
Yeah.
I like that. Man, I'm like, I can feel myself getting hot right now just thinking about this. I'm gonna let you speak on it first because I may go crazy.
Well, I don't train this way anymore. Like
Yeah.
all the people we bring on are established.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
I agree.
I don't really have that kind of attitude from any of the people
Well,
we bring on.
just take yourself out of it and look at it as if this did happen to you. Then what would happen?
Man, well, it wouldn't, because I would set the expectations in the front end. Like, listen, as you're starting, like, you can't be picky and choosy. Like, this is going to be cutting your teeth. And what this does, though, is prepare you for any type of event you eventually get on, that you won't get flustered, because you're going to have the experience to deal with just about any kind of genre. And you want that experience.
Yeah.
The minute you start to say that, you're basically cutting off a significant amount of events probably from your
100%.
gig list, because
100%.
the chance, I mean, if I walked into an event, the ones that actually like the stuff I like, those are like 1 in every 50, maybe, you know? I mean, I like a lot of things, but to really be aligned with what I like, it's super rare.
I think now that I've heard you say it, I think I would have nipped this in the bud at the beginning. Like if I would have sniffed out I would have sniffed out this person in the interview process.
Yeah.
If they were, especially if they were coming out of the club life, or they were saying like, I only want to do this type of event, I would have just said right off the bat, man, you're not going to work out here. Like, we play every type of music, every type of event. It is truly open format. There are going to be some events where you might play 6 line dances, you know what I mean, in a 2-hour dance set. There might be weddings where you play a ton of country. There might be weddings where you play a lot of hip hop and you might not like hip hop. Like, if you want to be a private event DJ, especially in the age of Serato, virtual DJ, whatever, you truly have to be able to play everything. You might not like everything, but you're going to fucking play it. You know what I mean? Like I can't even imagine being a DJ, or a private event DJ at least. Let me just specify that. And going to your boss, man, I only want to do stuff that's, 90% hip hop or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I only want to do these kind of couples that only like EDM or house music. Like, you're never going to work. You're never going to work for me.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling for most multi-op DJ company owners, they're going to tell them the same thing.
So to your point of sniffing this out early, you know what a good tell is?
What?
Or at least this was for me. One of our guys who interviewed was like, I want to be known as DJ Wizard. And I'm like, bro, that's not going to work here. He's like, well, that's what I go by. I'm like, yeah, a bride doesn't want you to be DJ Wizard.
No.
Like, you got to be first name, last name. That's how we roll here.
Yeah.
If you want to go last initial, I'm cool with it.
I was about to say, you shorten it up.
Yeah, but not DJ Wizard. Like,
Absolutely
it's
not.
not going to work.
No,
And-
absolutely not.
And literally, that was a stumbling block for him, and he quit. And I was like, if that's the hang up, I just got myself out of a huge headache that would have been
absolutely
later,
you did. You dodged a huge bullet. And all he had to say is be like, well, okay, when I play at the wedding, or I'm sorry, the clubs or the bars in Destin, Florida, can I be on the Flyers DJ Wizard? Knock yourself out. But you're not going to go to the Four Seasons and do a wedding for Cindy and Bob Smith, that just spent $250,000 and call yourself DJ freaking Wizard.
Can you imagine on the first initial announcement? Welcome, everybody. I'm DJ Wizard. Like, that just...
Hey, quick question. Do you ever say your name?
On the yeah.
At a
for
wedding?
Brian B. Yeah.
Like where? Where would you insert
That initial bit. Like, hey, and I don't actually always do it now. Like, now it's kind of been cut down. I used to get out there in the middle of the dance floor and be like, give a welcome.
Yeah.
And I feel like now it's not as needed, because those that welcome is I just say it from the booth now. It's become so shortened.
But you do, I mean, it could go either way.
It could go either way.
If you
Sometimes
say,
I'll say it just
Mhm.
out of, I don't know, just it felt right at the
Yeah,
moment. Other
right.
times, I think actually where I tend to notice myself saying it is the smaller guest counts. Like if we're in like 40, 50 people where it's super intimate, they're going to get to know me anyways really quickly. The larger ones, 150, 200 people, I don't feel it's as necessary. You know, I don't know.
yeah, that's interesting.
What about you?
I don't think I hardly ever say my name.
Well, and now my name's on my laptop.
Right. Mine
So
is
I don't
too.
really have
I still
people-
have a lot of people come up and ask for cards.
Right.
We still get a lot of that. I don't really put them out, but I mean, they're right there in my bag behind me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was just kind of curious about that. I mean, I know some people give a whole monologue about who they are, or where they're from.
Right.
And I don't know that that's necessary. It's not really about you.
Right.
Is the way I kind of look at it.
Yeah.
And again, if you're crushing it, believe you that, believe you me, they're going to come up there and ask you, who are you? Or
Right.
get your card, or, scan your Instagram, or whatever they do.
Yeah. So back to Flustered
Yeah.
Boss.
Yeah.
Let's say it's too late. You didn't sniff this out. What do you do at this point if you're
You just don't
Flustered
put it.
Boss?
You don't put them on the schedule, and they just fall to the. They get so few shows that they just fall off the roster.
Yeah.
You just basically weed them out that way, or just straight up fire them.
Yeah.
I'd be like, man, this ain't gonna work out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know of any other way to help this guy other than to just say, either just stop booking them and they're gonna quit, or just tell them you can't work here.
Yeah.
That's there's just no way. If they have that kind of attitude, they're already barking up the wrong tree. They ain't gonna work here, and they really shouldn't be working for Flustered Boss either.
We had a DJ who younger DJ, not necessarily just an age, and loved a lot of the remixes and the blends.
Yeah.
And he was notorious for trying to push the envelope and playing that at these events where like they just wanted to hear the original.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And I had to kind of just have a conversation like it's okay to like push it here and there,
Yeah.
but not the entire
No,
event. Like
no.
it's not gonna
Seasoning, a little
Yeah.
seasoning.
right. So like in those situations, if it can be, having that conversation with him actually made him a better DJ.
Of
because
course.
he was able to like adjust, and
Of
he still
course.
wanted to do it. He hadn't gotten to this level of like gotta have it my way or the highway, and that can work. And who knows, maybe this person has a little bit of teachability. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think there's also, I think that's why I love our system of booking DJs so much, where I make the DJ that is potentially going to do the show meet with this couple, and that way there's some onus on the couple because they're truly picking the DJ, right? I've had people come back and go like, yeah, Brian was awesome, nice guy, but I don't think he's right for us. Who else do you have? Well, I got, Steve, or I got Randy, or whatever. And I was telling you before we went on air, like I haven't given a refund in years, but I had to give back money because I matched the wrong, or somehow the wrong DJ got matched with the wrong couple.
So to your point, how come the couple didn't sniff it out?
It's a great question because they definitely had, the consultation. I think, to be honest with you, he oversold himself as a Jason Jani party rocker, New Jersey fist pumper, bottle girl signs type DJ. And he wasn't. He's not. Great DJ, great guy.
Right.
And she said all that. Great guy, great customer service, great DJ, just missed the mark completely for what we were looking for. Yeah. I had to give money back. And that's the first time in a long time. And it was painful. And I had to have that, I had to have a talk with him. I was like, hey man, listen, nothing for nothing, but you probably could have caught this in that initial consultation. I think you probably told him you're somebody you're not.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if they started mentioning all these things, I would have said, hold up a second, I don't think I'm the guy. Like you should have. I'm the first person to walk away from whatever. If I got a call and it was like, hey, we've got to have you. We heard you're the best. And I get to the end or halfway through the call and they go, by the way, it's a mitzvah. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I know I'm not going to be good at it. I'm not great at kid music. I'm not going to do games. I'm not hyper interactive. I'm just not going to do it.
That's
you gotta walk away.
That's when you call in Jamie Perez.
That's when you call in Perez.
Shout out Jamie Perez.
Oh man, good stuff, dude.
That's it.
Anything else? Let's wrap this one.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Where can they find us?
Yeah. By the way, find us on beyondthedjbooth.com is our website. We would love for you to leave a review. Tell us what you think about these first, 10 episodes or so. If you haven't listened to them all, go back, binge listen on your next road trip. But we appreciate you guys listening. And again, if you're listening to this on whatever podcast, you can also watch it on Joe Bunn, my YouTube channel. So go check it out if you want to see how handsome Brian is. That's
Haircut's
it.
on point.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
Later.